supposed to be live. Come on. Okay, there we go. We're good.
We're really so excited to gather you all here to make some small projects with the goal of improving society or social good in some way. We're really absolutely thrilled to see what you're going to build. But first, I've got to give a little bit of an introduction about us and go over some ground rules. So please listen very carefully.
Okay.
Of course. Next slide, please. Okay. So just to give you a couple of insights about Seoul Tech Impact, we started off last year and we're a fully grassroots community-based organization. That means every single thing that you see here today, from the name tags that we printed and cut ourselves, to the volunteers checking in on you all weekend, to the workshops that you'll be hopefully joining in later, everything has been organized by people who have given up their time and energy to make it happen. We are the only hackathon in Korea that is both fully grassroots and focused on social good. Our mission has been to bring together a truly diverse group of people, and looking around, I can see we're very diverse here today. We've brought you together to try and make some real world impact and change the world one hackathon at a time. Next slide. Next slide. Okay, so just a little bit about our organizers. You can see my lovely smiling face there. I'm Josie Dua, I'm the lead organizer. And you'll hopefully be able to recognize some of us once we change into our organizer shirts. It's still over there somewhere. I want to thank all of our organizers for their efforts, especially to Dagmara, who's organized a large team of volunteers, as well as doing many of the designs that you're going to see around today and all throughout the weekend. And Daga has also been responsible for the social media posts, which is far more beautiful than anything I would have ever been able to create. So really appreciate her. We are also supported by Andre and Ellen, who might have checked you in. So thank you also to them. And we also have 15 volunteers joining us, some workshop presenters, judges, everyone giving up their time this weekend to help you. So thank you to all of them. Next one. Okay, so demographics. As I mentioned, Seoul Tech Impact prioritizes diversity, and we're proud to be one of the most diverse events, if not the most diverse event, on the Korean Tech calendar. We have one of the highest gender diversity ratios for a Korean Tech event, and we're actually even better than the global and Korean averages in terms of the gender ratio. So we also have a number of boosters with us today, including about 16% of people who do not reside in Korea normally. So if you're here on holiday, I hope you're enjoying your time. I hope the hackathon is a great time for your vacation. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Let's talk a bit about the schedule. So the basic schedule, things you need to keep in mind this entire weekend. 12 p.m. today, hacking will start. Do not start coding before 12 p.m. If you start coding before 12 p.m., you can be disqualified, and you may as well just go home. So please do not start coding before 12 p.m. At 10 p.m., all of the underage participants, that means under the age of 19, must leave the venue, and you can return at 6 a.m. You know who you are. And 12 p.m. Sunday, all coding must finish, and you must have submitted your project to DevPost and be ready to present to our team of judges. At 12:10 sharp, judging will start. We're going to have a lot of teams, so we really want to make sure everything is running on track so that we can get home as soon as possible tomorrow afternoon. Okay, so bear all of that in mind. You can also see around the room there's some schedules posted. So if you need to check it, just check it anytime. Okay, next slide is the catering schedule. And thanks to our sponsors, we're able to provide some catering for certain meals, and you can also leave at any time to go to the nearby stores or restaurants. So today we're going to have lunch around 1:30. This is going to be quite a light lunch, mostly sandwiches, pita bread, etc. Dinner is going to be a lot bigger. You know, we're going to have the usual things you might imagine, such as pizza, etc. 3 a.m. if you're awake. Midnight snacks will be open, ramen, etc. 7 a.m. Sunday if you're here, breakfast. 11 a.m. lunch. There are also going to be snacks and things always over here, so please help yourself to those. Don't worry about it. Just take what you want. We also do have some kitchen rules that we need to follow. You may have seen a sign saying staff use only. That goes to the kitchen. Please do not use that space unless you require the microwave for some reason. Do not use any of the machinery in there. Do not use any of the private property in there. It is private. We cannot touch it. Please also try to reduce food waste as much as possible, because I personally will be responsible for disposing of all of the food waste at the end of this hackathon. So any food also that is unopened, we can actually donate it. Be very mindful of the food that you're taking and not eating. If I see anyone throwing away a lot of food, I'm going to be really disappointed in it. So up next, we've got our workshop schedule. So after this presentation, I'm going to do a short presentation about how to create a socially impactful project. So you can start getting some ideas flowing. And then immediately after that, we're going to be doing some team building activities. We've also got a ton of workshops throughout the day. So I know there's a couple of workshoppers already here, and they'll be able to join those freely for the hackers. You can drop into whichever workshops you are interested in. Feel free to just sit at the back of the room and code if you want to. These are for you if you want to enjoy them. If you don't have time, that's fine as well. But I would encourage you to at least join the board games and chill or the trivia time, because trivia time is going to have some prizes. So keep an eye out for that. Next, let's talk about our location rules. You've heard me talking about some of the rules already. Yes, there's more and more rules. Please treat every part of this space with a lot of respect and care. As I mentioned, Guru, who is providing this space, has been very, very generous with us, and we need to treat every single part of it extremely carefully and respectfully. Be conscious of how you use absolutely everything, and let us know if something breaks or gets damaged. Please tell us right away. Make sure to also clean up your trash and food as you go. We don't want things to be piling up or starting to smell. It's going to be a long weekend. As I've already mentioned, the kitchen rules, there is another important rule: no alcohol on the premises. If you want to have a quick beer in the afternoon, please do so outside, do so elsewhere. Do not bring any alcohol here. You might have also noticed we have set up a dedicated prayer room. Please respect the space and do not use it if you do not need it. And we will also be converting the meeting rooms behind us into sleeping rooms from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. So if you get asked at 11 p.m. to get out of that room, please respect the volunteers. We want to give people a little bit of space so they can lay down. Okay, one more set of rules is the hackathon rules, which is the next slide. Hopefully all of you have already read the hackathon rules that were in your guide. If not, you can scan the QR code, you can see them again. The big ones are teams can have a maximum of 5 people. You can use AI, but you should not solely use AI. And please note that we take all of our rules very, very seriously. We can and will disqualify entire teams for one person's mistakes. So you need to be responsible to yourself and to your teammates. Make sure that everyone is following the rules very, very carefully. Do not let anyone in your team cause a problem for anyone else or for you. But remember, we are still trying to have fun. Okay, there is one more set of rules and guidelines you need to follow, which is the code of conduct. So everyone who signed up for this hackathon did agree to the code of conduct, which basically says that we promise to respect everyone and we want to act extremely professionally. So hopefully all of you have read that already, but if you see anyone breaking the code of conduct, including making someone else feel uncomfortable, unwanted advances, etc., please tell us right away. And you can see on our next slide here, we have some ways to report that to us. All of our volunteers are wearing these yellow armbands. You can also talk to us organizers, or you can contact us on the website if you have a problem with anyone or anything at any time. Just let us know. Okay, now a question I've already been asked several times today is on the next slide about team building. So if you have not already done so, please make sure you join the Discord. If you have an idea, you should have already posted it in the project matchmaking. You still have time to message people before we do the team building later. So that's still about an hour away almost. So if you haven't already, please join these. Please introduce yourself. Don't be afraid to talk to someone. There's lots of people here who come here solo today. So what I would love to see is you guys talking to each other and making teams. So don't be afraid to introduce yourself, talk to new people. All right, we're almost coming to the end of this part now. So let me talk to you a bit about our sponsors, without which this hackathon would not be possible. We really want to extend our heartfelt, utmost gratitude to Guru, who have given us this space today. I cannot tell you how extremely difficult it is to get a free hackathon location. It is almost impossible. So we are very, very grateful to Guru for the sponsorship of this space, especially to Soma. I'm not sure if she's here, but she has been facilitating that. I want to tell you a little bit more about this sponsor. Basically, Guru is a powerful Korean cloud-based IDE. It simplifies coding, collaboration, and deployment. It seems very, very popular in Korea. It's got extensive language support. It's designed for efficiency, and I believe they have now released an English version as well. So, go and visit their website. Check it out. Just have a look. Next, we also have some gold level sponsors, and these people have also been a very significant help for us. You may have noticed some of them already. So, 누구보다 LA Man is actually the name of a book that's been written by 10 Korean women who are sharing their lives and career journeys, and you can find it in all good bookstores. I recommend you all read it, especially if you are a woman in Korea trying to find your next step, your next path. As I already mentioned earlier, Cuckoo Labs is doing the live translation and transcriptions for us. Some of you might be using it already right now, but you can also find them. JetBrains, some of you may have seen that JetBrains has kindly sponsored 2 months of their all products package, and they will also have some prizes for the winners. They also do IDEs. And JMDN Solutions, that is a company based in Switzerland that also works with Korea doing IT solutions and services. I believe that their head will be here later, so if you are looking to network, you may have to keep an eye out. And finally, we have Lunit, which is a global leader in AI-powered medical imaging solutions. And it enhances diagnostics and all kinds of things. We do have quite a number of Lunit members here today. You can cheer if you work at Lunit. Yeah. Okay, right, we're almost done here. We also have silver sponsors that I very quickly want to shout out. Thank you to Functional Effects, Space Life, Chatbot Factory, KNSPO, Vercel, Project Moonhut, Monster Coding, The Garrison, Shuttle, Axure, CodeSoul, and XYZ Domains. If you're interested in any of our sponsors today, you want to see what they do, what else you might be able to get from them, career opportunities, please go to the Seoul Tech Impact website, scroll down to the page, you will see all of our sponsors there, and you can click on the links. Okay, let's go to the final slide. You should all already have the hackathon guides and workshopper guides, and they will answer 99% of the questions that you will have about the hackathon. If you have any other questions about the hackathon or the dev post submission process or how to present your project tomorrow, please ask in the questions channel or ask one of our volunteers. If possible, ask me at a last resort because I have about 150 people asking me questions, so I can't answer everyone. So please use the resources that are not only me. I also want to remind you that although this hackathon is short, there's a lot that you can achieve. We were really blown away by all of the finished submissions from last year, and I really absolutely cannot wait to see what you will achieve this year. So I hope you're going to work hard, be open-minded, build a team, have fun, and get ready to show off something for social good tomorrow. Once again, we're really happy to have you all here, both the ones who are here now and the ones who are going to be joining later and hopefully watching on the stream, perhaps. And we're really, really excited to see what projects you're going to make. So with everything set, it's basically time to unleash your creativity and skills, and let's make this a memorable and impactful hackathon. Happy hacking. So we do now have 10 minutes until I'm going to do my social impact workshop. That will be telling you how to do some ideation, etc. It's also going to be here. So you've got 10 minutes to take a break, drink some water, start getting settled. Feel free to move. Thank you.
Yeah, go along, move. I just have something to add. I'm the organizer responsible for volunteers. So if you have any issues, before finding Josie, find one of the volunteers. If volunteers don't know, then ask me. If I don't know, then ask Josie. If Josie don't know, don't ask this kind of questions. But yeah, please try to get help as much from volunteers as possible. And if there's any issues, you can probably see me from far away, so just come to me instead of finding Josie, because she's going to be really busy. Thanks.
What video? The video from the laptop. No, no. Okay.
You guys. Hey, Beach. Hey, man.
Okay, there's so many people here. Yeah, sorry, microphone.
a backpatch on the store near the station, Tokyo station. Maybe I can go check there. It's a bit far, but it's not like too far. How much is that? How much is that? And I want like
So, are we ready to do another workshop? And we also want to display that transcription, the QR code for Cuckoo again.
Yeah, I'm just keeping it there.
But I want to do it at the start of the presentation before the presentation starts. Is that okay?
Let's try.
Just so people can get it, because I'm not sure if people, I mean, they can see it.
Oh, it's on this one. I'm sorry. Yes. Yeah, I can do that. The presentation you already shared with me. This one.
Yeah.
How long does the cable need to be?
Meter?
Try meter.
Less even. Actually, less would be fine too. But if you do find one that's less, I need a longer one of these.
What do you need?
USB-C, USB-C. That should be
Longer?
easy. So the problem is.
Okay, folks, we're going to have another workshop with sticking with our schedule a bit, and this workshop is going to be how to create a socially impactful project. So if you would like to learn how to create a socially impactful project or get some ideas, please feel free to come along and take a seat. There are a lot of seats. So yeah, please take a seat. This one isn't going to be too long. I just want to get our creative juices flowing, and hopefully you'll have some great ideas.
Can read that area.
So if you're not joining the workshop here, you can try to keep your voices down a little bit. Okay, as you saw earlier, if you want to follow a transcription and translations of this workshop, please use this QR code. You can also find it in the Discord channel. So hopefully if you need it, you can find it. You can follow along on your phone. And in a second we'll be able to see my other presentation, which is a different color, not this one.
Oh. I think you sent me the same one twice, Josie. Yeah, you sent me the same one twice.
special, very short workshop of the Seoul Tech Impact Hackathon. And we're a bit excited to kick off this event with a focus on creating projects that provide real social impact. So as hopefully you all know by now, the goal of this hackathon goes beyond coding. It's about building solutions that can make a positive difference in our communities. So in this special little workshop, we're going to explore some strategies and insights on how we can create socially impactful projects. So whether you already have an idea or you're searching for one, hopefully this session will help you shape and refine your approach. So remember, you will have a little bit of time to brainstorm before coding officially starts at 12. So please have your thinking caps on. And let's talk about what is social impact. So, what is social impact? It refers to creating meaningful, positive change that addresses social challenges, whether that's improving access to education, enhancing public health, tackling environmental issues, or addressing inequalities that you see in your everyday life. Well, why does that matter? Well, as technologists and innovators, we do have a unique ability to leverage our skills to solve real-world problems. So one of your tasks this weekend is to try and make something that has the potential to evolve, to scale, and to truly make a difference in people's lives. It's not just about the hackathon today, folks, it's also about the future. Try to think about the broader impact that your work could have. And the project that you start here today could be the foundation of something much bigger that helps you change the world for the better in 1 or 2 months or next year. You never know where this project could go. So how do you identify social challenges? The first step in creating an impactful project is identifying a genuine social challenge. This involves researching and understanding the needs of communities, and it's not just about what you think they need, but truly listening to those who we aim to help. Obviously, this weekend you can't go out on the streets and start asking people, so you need to do a bit of research online or think about people around you who you can talk to or that you've had experiences with in the past or even in your own life. We do have a list of suggested categories for you to consider: animals, arts, culture, education, and many more. And you can also go onto Google and search for things like the 16 UN Sustainability Goals. And you might want to make a project that improves something in your life or in your local communities. We do have a lot of people here who are not from Korea, so think about back home. What is something that you could make to improve lives in your hometown, in your home village? Just try to think a bit more broadly. Remember that you will need to explain what social good your project is impacting, as it is one of the criteria for our judges to look at tomorrow. So whatever idea you come up with, you have to be able to defend it and say, this is the social impact, this is the social good, this is the positive change it will make for people. Okay, so ideation for change. Once we've identified a problem, the next step is the ideation, or making it an idea, where creativity and innovation take center stage. This is your opportunity to brainstorm potential solutions, no matter how unconventional or out of the box. Doesn't really matter. Just throw ideas and see what comes out of it. Remember, some of the best innovations start with a simple question: what if blah blah blah? Given that we only have 24 hours to code, it's really important that you keep your ideas focused and manageable. Aim for something small, niche, and achievable. Even if you are targeting just one person that you've ever met. So for example, you have a cousin or you have a grandparent and they have a very specific problem with their recycling or something else in their lives that you think, oh, I could make a website to make that easier for them. That is something that you can use, because even though you're thinking of your own grandparent or your own relative, it can apply to other people as well. So do try to narrow it down and try to also think about what technologically you are able to achieve in a very short amount of time. So in terms of technology, it is our most powerful tool. Most of us here do know how to use technology and code with it. So think about how technology, especially in whatever you're an expert in, can be leveraged to address the problem that you've thought of. Think about mobile apps, data analysis. You can use blockchain, whatever it is that can be the key to unlocking new solutions. But make sure the technology makes sense for the problem you are trying to solve, and consider what your team can do in a short amount of time. If you've never used blockchain, maybe you don't need it on your web app this weekend. If you've brought hardware with you, you don't have to use it, but it'd be great to see some. Just consider all of these things in mind. You don't have to make a specific website or a specific app. Use the skills that you have. Okay, so in terms of collaborative efforts, creating meaningful social impact is rarely something you do solo. It's all about teamwork and collaboration. So by working together, you can bring in diverse perspectives, skills, and experiences, and enrich your project to enhance its potential. Try to build a well-rounded team. When you're doing team building later, don't just think, oh, well, I'm a front-end developer, so I want to work with other front-end developers. Try to think a little bit more outside the box. Maybe you want a designer, maybe you want a project manager. There are lots of kind of skills that can help you today. So if you haven't already, please also, you've still got time before the matchmaking to introduce yourselves. Once your team is formed, make sure everyone is aligned on the social issues that you want to address. A shared understanding of the problem will keep your team focused, motivated, and united in creating a solution that makes a real difference. Okay, so in terms of making the actual project, once you've got your team together, you've got an idea or at least a problem that you want to target, you need to start developing. You can use agile methodologies to try and remain adaptable and focus on making a very, very basic MVP that you can show off tomorrow to our judges. It needs to be functional, but minimal, basically. And you can follow each of these steps to try and make it go a bit more smoothly. So set your challenge, think of the problem, then start thinking about the solution. Choose your technology, set your team roles. Make sure that someone in your team is allocated as a team leader, so then make sure everyone is on track and you don't miss that deadline tomorrow. Make a very basic plan and assign tasks first based on that basic plan. But over the 24 hours that you have, be flexible, adjust. If someone is taking a really long time to design a bit of page and they would be a lot faster doing something back end, maybe swap with them. Think about your team and the skills that they have. Just try to build as quickly as you can. Okay, let's talk about measuring social impact. As you develop your project, you really want to consider how you can measure the social impact. What are your goals, and how will you know if you're achieving them? The reason we're emphasizing this is because it will come up in the judging. It's part of the criteria. So make sure to set clear metrics in your mind and try to do some feedback loops. I know we've got a very limited amount of time, so you can use your teammates or you can even ask our volunteers. They can't give you technical feedback, but if you ask them, have you ever had a problem with trying to find a public bathroom? And they say yes or no, maybe that will help you. So consider also the immediate reach of your project. How many people could it help now? And then think bigger. Could this project be scaled up? Could it be published? Could it receive funding? And explore the broader impact. Who else might be positively affected by this app that I made for my specific grandmother? Try to think very broadly and especially use those thoughts in your presentations tomorrow. Measuring social impact is not just about numbers, despite what you see here. It's also about understanding the change that you're creating and what ripple effects it might have. Again, we're going from maximum social impact and social good. Okay, almost done here. We've got just a little bit about sustainability and scalability. I've been talking about how could it scale up. When you're making these projects, try to make them in such a way that potentially in 1 or 2 months or even next weekend, you can start building the next step. So don't throw something together this weekend that is extremely hacky and is essentially unusable after this weekend. Consider the project this weekend as a foundation for something even better in the future, something you can add to your portfolio. Maybe something you can make into a startup. All of the code and projects this weekend are owned by you, not by the hackathon. So you can use them for whatever you want to do in the future. Remember, a truly impactful project is not about just a one-time, 24-hour weekend. It's about creating lasting change. Okay, so in conclusion, your skills and ideas really do have the potential to create meaningful change. And this hackathon is not just about the competition. It's a platform for social innovation. So let's use this opportunity. Please try to help create a better society. Even if you're making something that today is only going to improve the lives of 7 people, that's still a goal. It can probably still be scaled up, and we can't wait to see it. So thank you for your attention. If you have any questions, please ask them now. Okay, it seems like no one has any questions. Great. If you do have any other questions, of course, you can ask on the questions channel in the Discord. But what I would like to direct you all to do very shortly is you're going to go, if you need a team, you're looking to add teammates, you're solo, you want to find someone, please go to the second seminar room back there that says Bangkok. They're going to be doing ice breaking in there very, very shortly. I think we're going to do it a little bit ahead of schedule because there's quite a number of you. So after this, get up, get some water, and then go to that second seminar room. And